So, good evening, everybody. It is Thursday, the end of the week, and it's a beautiful day outside. The sun's about to set behind the mountains here in Santiago. I have a great view of that, and then the skyline is just before that, and the colors of the sky are beginning to change. Life is wonderful, and I'm trading. And what am I trading? What am I doing? The same thing I always do, right? I found something that works, and it ain't broke, so I'm not fixing it. What is it? It's what you see over there. You see that? You see that little pattern you see with those candles? I use white and blue. You might use red and green, but same difference, right? So we look for that setup. All right, that's the basic setup. Run, reversal, continuation, take the trade and go, right? And then after and along with that, we use two indicators to confirm our entry. And if either one of those entries don't give us the green light, then we don't have a confirmation, and so we will not enter the trade. So it really is about as easy a trade as you'll ever make. And yeah, if you'll start using it, you'll stop struggle trading, right? So the market just opened about a minute or so ago. So let's go ahead and hop on over there and see what's doing in the market today. Today is Thursday again. I think it's the 14th of, is it the 14th? Let me check. Yeah, it's the 14th. My calendar's way over there. But yeah, so it is the 14th. And yeah, we's trading, y'all. We's trading. Let's see, let me get that where it's supposed to be. And yeah, get that in place. And just fixing some stuff here, guys. I'm not used to being on camera when I'm trading, so I decided to do this not long ago, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so what we're doing is we're watching for the setup. Now, we've got three trades here, or three candles here, but one's turning blue. That may not be it. Let's see. I don't like to trade that last hour of the day, but we go back to about 4 o'clock. Here we got a run, reversal, and go, right? You will get in here. Maybe this pops you out. I don't know. Let's see. We are above here, and we're in pretty good shape there. So that's probably a good go. But then run, reversal, and go still pulls back. Don't know, because I'm looking at we need half a sell here. That about that much from here to the top. That's about 25 ticks. And I know that because I'm used to looking at these numbers over here on the right. But you'll begin to see that too as time goes on. Someone just hit me up, and I think that's D, y'all. D is a subscriber. I met her for the first time today. We had lunch. She has a mother here in town with her, and so we hung out for about an hour or so, we broke bread together and just had a really neat conversation. So here's how the trade works. Again, run, reversal, continuation. I'm explaining this every night so that nobody gets confused, right? So we have to have at least a minimum of 3 candles of like color going in the same direction, a reversal like what we're getting right here, and then a continuation that exceeds the run, right? Just like we saw back here, right? Run, reversal, continuation. The continuation exceeds the top of the reversal candle. And so you can take that and go, right? That's what we're looking for. See if we see one going down. Well, here's another one going up. The market was up today big time, guys. So there you are. So there's a run, reversal, continuation, and this pulls back a little bit, but man, you're gone with that one. So that's what we're looking for. But the market was up like 200, and the Nasdaq Composite was up like 200 and I think 32 points today. So that would be about 900 points to us, because we trade quarter ticks over here. So and we trade them for we can trade it for as little as 50 cents, as much as $50 per tick. So 50 cents a trade, you make you like $11. $50 a trade makes you $1,100 a trade. So pick your poison, but work your way into it. Don't rush. You don't have to rush your way into the market ever, because the market has been here for 100 years, and unless the world comes to an end tomorrow, it's probably going to be here for another 100 years. You got time. Okay, so we do have indicators down here that let us know that we may not want to enter a trade. And right here we have what's called the RSI. I'm not taking this if it turns out, because why? The RSI is running into our ceiling, or what is called resistance. Down here is the floor, what is called support. We do not trade up into resistance or down into support. Why? Well, because when it gets up there, it's likely to turn around and go back down. When it gets down here, it's likely to turn around and go back up. And so we don't do that. Now we have a line here in the middle. I call it the 50-yard line. Why? Because it's at the 50 spot over here on the right. That's the number 50, that line right there. I put a broad white line there and a little shaded spot around it. Look at that. Look at that. It's taunting me. It's taunting me. I'm not taking it. I did that last night. It happened like 3-4 times in a row. The market opened. We get a one and done. I mean, what I mean by one and done, you get the run, one reversal. The continuation candle completes the pattern and you go. So one and done. And like 3-4 times in a row, it worked out. I didn't take it last night. I said, I'm going to go ahead and take it. Didn't work. So I'm not taking it now because I'm not supposed to, based on my rules, right? And this is a rules-based system. So this white line, if I'm above it, I trade up. If I'm below it, I trade down, right? And this little shaded area right here, well, that's sort of a judgment call area. Look at that. That thing's going to work out again. I didn't take it. Look at this. Look at this. That's 25 ticks right there. But yeah, and this gray area right here is kind of 50-50. It's 50-50 ball at that point, right? I'm not taking this trade. I'm just kind of got one eye on it and one eye, on what I'm really doing down here, which is explaining this to you guys. So this is a judgment call area. You're more likely to win the trade if you are outside of the gray area. So if you're outside of it going up, you have a better chance of winning. If you're outside of it going down, you have a better chance of winning. If you trade within that, if you take the trade and the setup closes like this closed, like this was the end of the setup up here, and if the blue and yellow line was inside this area, kind of likely that you wouldn't win. Just like up here. If it's up here above the ceiling, then it's likely that it'll turn around and come back down on you. See how stubborn it's getting? It was nice. It was moving nice and smoothly going up. But then once we got up here above the ceiling, it started pushing back a little bit. And I think this just lost. So yeah, don't do that. So trade down when you're below it, trade up when you are above it. And when you're in the middle here, sort of a judgment call, guys, right? Now that's called the RSI. Now below that we have, now these are the two indicators. This is the second one. We have the MACD. Now the MACD, I don't really trade it other than, and I don't use it other than to let me know when this blue or yellow line comes in contact with this broad white line. This yellow line is called the MACD line. The blue line is called the signal. Doesn't really matter what they're called. Okay, this big broad white line, that's called the zero line. All I want to know is when this thing rolls over and comes back down, because it at some point will, when it gets here and touches this white line, price action is coming down, and when it gets there, price action pushes back. It just happens all the time, and we were right up there. Told you. So don't do that. When it comes down here and trade and runs into that, don't do it. If it's coming up, right, you can expect price action to push back down. So that's just a warning. That's just a way of me knowing when I don't want to enter a trade. Now, the thing about these indicators is sometimes we get indicators that say, hey, don't take the trade, but it works out. What do you do about that? You don't do anything about it. Here's why. Price action and trading, the market conditions, is based on human emotions. Thousands of people making decisions at some point, at a point in time, and to absolutely determine what those people are going to do at any given point is almost impossible. But with these indicators, we can almost always, not always, but almost always make the right decision if we'll take the time to heed the warnings that our indicators are giving us. Right? Okay, so there we go. There's our two indicators down here. Here's our run, reversal, continuation. That right there constitutes the setup. And now all we have to do is wait for it to happen when we're not running into one of these brick walls down here. And when that happens, we will enter a trade. And also when that happens, I'll come back. So for now, let's take a pause, and I'll see you when something interesting is popping off. So what's up, everybody? So I'm just sitting here chilling, right? Watching Professor Zhang, the scalper. You probably heard of him on YouTube. This guy, he's a professor in Beijing, China, and he's blown up lately. And so since Trump's over there, he's given this whole take. But I'm sitting here and I thought I should come along or come aboard and talk to you about what I'm seeing here in the night, right? So I passed on this trade right here because we were at the 50-yard line. Remember I said that that's a 50-50 trade, and I figured, well, we got time, right? And as it turns out, we are stuck, right, in what I call the wobble, right? Some people call it consolidation, others call it chop, whatever. So I'm just sitting here on my couch like, okay, so when is this going to ever end? Let me explain to you what we're looking at up there, as I see it anyway. Not that I am a genius. I'm just going to share with you what I think is happening. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze that out, get the price action in the middle of the screen here so that it kind of makes sense. So we had a run here, 1, 2, 3. I did not take it because of this little bit of pretty much a no decision candle. It sort of pulled back, but then it pulled up, and I went, no, I'm not taking that. That's a doji. Yeah, and I don't take those. I need full candles. If you're going to pull back for real, right? And it didn't, so I stayed out, and it's a good thing because you see this cyan colored right angle here. My entry would have been at the top of this candle here, and the price reversed and would have knocked me out. So I didn't take it. Thank God. Kind of wish I'd taken the other one back here along the 50-yard line. That would have been a good trade. But anyway, so price action just kind of wobbled back and forth, and right around this time I didn't really see the wobble. It's not as well defined as it normally is. Generally, we will have a single candle that equals 25 ticks, which is the size of this gray shadowed area I have here. Or we will have like a white candle that stops down here or starts down here and stops up here, maybe over here and then maybe over here, but with some candles in between. Or it would be blue at the top and blue at the bottom, but it's just not defining itself that way here tonight. But that's okay because your boy found it. And when we started going up and down, I said, nah, this don't look right. And so I went ahead and put it in here. Now, the wobble, I say it has a gravitational pull. So we could call it Jupiter, okay? Because Jupiter has a pretty strong gravitational pull. We could call it the black hole. Whatever you want to call it, it pulls price action back to it. And so price action attempted to escape. It ran up, but it brought it right back down. It tried to get out again. It brought it right back down. It tried a third time and brought it right back down. And it's trying again now. And this is why I am really reluctant to take a trade whenever either of the setup candles, the first, second, or third candle in the run, any part of the reversal, or any part of the what's it called, the continuation candle, any of that is in any way in contact with the wobble, I don't fool with it because it has a tendency to do this, right? So if this blue candle had came down and this white candle didn't wick down into it, and it just had, it just started here and went on up and then had another blue candle, we might be getting out of here, right? So we can get out of here if this candle gets out, this candle gets out, and maybe another one gets out. Right now, if you look down here, we're right into the shadow area of the 50-yard line. So that's sort of a 50-50 area too. And so some nights it's going to be tough. Some nights, I mean, if it were easy, everybody'd be doing it and we'd be all gazillionaires, right? But it isn't easy, and we're not all gazillionaires. But we can do well if we have a rules-based strategy, and if we stick to it. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I had a pretty good night last night. I had a bad night like one day last week, or was it early? One day I had like 3 losses in a row, and I was like, that ain't normal for me. But it'll happen every once in a while. But yeah, so that's where we are right now. And if this continues, I will just extend this right on out like this right here, right on out like that. So I'll just leave it there, right all the way to 8 o'clock. Yeah, so if you don't know, that green line, that's my start line. The red line, that's my stop line. And you know, if I go, will I go past that? I don't know. I don't know. Now look, we have a run here. 1, 2, 3. We may be able to get out of here if we could get like a reversal candle here, a one and done, like a single reversal and a single continuation that goes beyond the beginning of the reversal candle. We may be able to get out of here. So that would be great. But I just wanted to talk to you about what I'm looking at here. I don't know where, you know, this. I'm going to try to post this as early as I can, but I'm on the short bus on this channel with YouTube because, you know, we're very, very small. We're almost, they barely even see us. They put us at the back of the line every time I go to upload a video, and a 20-minute upload could take 2 hours. So I'll start at like 8:20 uploading this thing. It might be 10 o'clock or so before it actually goes up. But I like to get it up before midnight, because that way, if you look at it, you know that I didn't do this in playback. You know that I had to have done it live, because otherwise playback's not available. I think playback is available after midnight. Maybe later, later in the day or whatever, in the morning, whatever. But you know, playback runs up until midnight whenever you put in a date. And so I can't play this back before midnight. At least I don't think I can. Anyway, we got a blue candle here with about 12 seconds left on it. Let's play with this. Let's see where it goes. We're going to place our go line there, or, you know, maybe it's a go. So we got 1 second left, and that's the end of that candle. Let's see if this takes off. That'd be great if it did, you know. Let's do this. Well, let's just chill. Let's just chill. Let's enjoy the music and see what happens. $20 seconds left on the candle, and it's going in the wrong direction. I would prefer a one and done up here because we're coming out of this wobble, and the wobble can be so strong in its ability to pull price action back to it. Who that calling me on my cell phone? And so, as you can see, trading is about being patient and just waiting. You have to wait until your trade opportunity presents itself. And if you're always clicking on something, you're probably losing money. So there's not a whole lot of opportunities to be clicking on. The one I shared with you guys when I went through and showed you how the setup works, that's a rare night. We don't see that very often. Most nights you get maybe a couple opportunities. So we got about 9 seconds left on this thing. 6, 3, 2, 1, and no, we are not going to be able to take this at this time. 1, 2, 3. We're into the fourth candle, and again, these are 1 minute candles. Every 60 seconds we get a new candle. And if you're wondering how I keep up with it, right down here is what it's called the bar counter, right? And you can find that thing when you click on indicators up here. It'll drop down and you'll see, or call it bar timer. That's what it's called. Okay, so you click on that and it'll put this here, and every time your candle clocks out, it'll start all over at 59 seconds and count down to 0. So we got 18 seconds left on this one. And looks like we are stalling out again. And we didn't cross it again. 1 second again. There. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 minutes of your life you just won't get back, right? So yeah, I'll come back if something else pops off. I won't hold you guys. We can pause this thing for now and see what happens next. Okay, y'all. It's been a long night. It's been a long night. Let's see. The last time we talked, where were we? We were right in here, I believe. Was it here? Either way, there was what looked to be a setup, but it never materialized. I think it was right here. We had a little bit of a run coming out of the wobble, right? And it pulled back and it just never came up. And then I realized something. Steve, look left. That's where the traffic comes from, right? You know how your mama tells you before you step out into traffic to look left? I'm not going to take that because we're running into the zero line down here. That's the run, reversal, continuation. I already got one, but this one's running into the zero line. And yeah, so we're not going to worry about it. I've waited this long. I might trade a little bit into the night, but we'll see. Anyway, so we had this run and it just kind of leveled out and fell back down, right back into the wobble. Finally ran back up here and then it rolled over again. And we finally got a little bit of a run, reversal, and a continuation. And from here, we took it down for 25 ticks. Now here, if we were to take it down again, let's see here, we would have to do something like this. There's a continuation here, which is right about where I won the trade. So we'd have to get down into here, which would put me into the zero line down here at the very bottom. I'll pull that up so you can see we're already into it. So I'm going to, I've waited this long to get, actually, there it just won, right? So if you took that one, good for you. But I had to wait this long to get one. I'm not going to take, I'm trying to find one in clean territory, and this one isn't. But it doesn't mean, like I said, sometimes these roadblocks will hinder you from taking a trade, but they will rarely lead you into taking a trade that isn't going to work out. And when you are scalping like this, what your goal is to get in, get something out of the market, and go on about your business. You're not trying to, every once in a while you'll take a long trade. Because I actually thought about pulling my take profit down when I took this trade right here, but I didn't. And yeah, it's just running down now. So yeah, doggone it. That's just the way it goes, right? So that's going to pretty much do it, because this right here, that's brutal. That's just brutal right here. Just nothing all night until finally at what was that? That's about 7:45, 7:43, where I'm finally able to enter a trade after starting at 6 o'clock. Now, if you're going to trade later into the night, because we're coming up on 8 o'clock now, at 8 o'clock here, I think it's 9 a.m. in like Japan, Beijing. I think that's their time zone to open up their markets over there. And so you might see more activity as the night goes on. But for me, 2 hours, that's probably enough for a guy like me. I'm an old dude. I don't need to be trading all night long. I'm just here to get a little something. Because here's the thing. Here's what I want you to understand. Or here is the philosophy behind what I'm doing. Whether or not you understand it or agree with it. 25 ticks. Trade it for $1 a tick. You make like 25 bucks. Not real money, okay? But it's not about the money. It's about what you're going to do with that, with that trade philosophy, right? If you can get consistently 25 ticks, every once in a while 50, 75 ticks, but 25. Okay, well, 25 bucks is not a lot of money, Steve. What are you talking about? Well, what happens when you go from 50 cents to $1 to $1.50 to say $5 a tick? Now that same trade is worth $125. You say, well, still, that's not a lot of money. Well, it isn't to you living in the U.S. or Canada or Europe, but living here in the Dominican Republic, I would make as much I would make more in 1 week than the average person makes in a month. Well, what happens when I take that from $5 to $10, $15, $20? Well, when I'm at $20 a tick, that $25 trade, that's worth like, $400, $500. Okay, you only need one of those a day, but you have to mature emotionally into it. The hardest part about trading, I want you to understand, is the emotional part. The emotional part, the patience, and the discipline. The discipline to wait through all of what I waited through tonight, all of that time to finally get a clean entry. That takes a lot of patience and discipline. And then when you finally enter the trade, to have the emotion, to not have the emotional eruption to go, don't go that way, please go this way. Oh no, come back. Because price action goes up and down during a trade. It just doesn't go smooth down. Every once in a while, you'll pop in and go boom and take you right out and give you what you're looking for. But most of the times, it won't do that. Most of the time, there's some up and down. There's some going back and forth. And that trade took, let's see, 1, 2, 3, right about 3 minutes. Well, that 3 minutes feels like 20 minutes. Okay, so that's the hard part about trading. But if you can get past that, and if all you end up making one day is one trade a night, and you're able to finally get to a point where you can make that trade for, say, $20 a tick, then you're making like $100,000 a year, and you're just sitting on your can for 2 hours, like me, watching TV, watching this, not answering the phone, because people do call, send me text messages and try to call me. I ain't answering the phone. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing for that 2 hours a day or night. So that's what I do. That's night trading. I'm Steve. Thanks for joining me. Till next time, guys.